Hi, humanoids. This is why I support the Zeitgeist movement, the Venus Project, and the resource-based economy and post-scarcity anarchism, or whatever you'd like to call these ideas. The labels do not matter as much as the tenets do. Anyways, the two tenets to these ideas that are the most important to me are complete and total self-rule, meaning the ability to rule oneself. And if anybody knows they can do that, they know it's possible for others too, if they're given the right environment. And the other tenet is post-scarcity in regards to necessities and most every single want. This is scientific and not left up to opinion. So here's how you get post-scarcity in regards to needs. I'll just go over the quick equation. Geothermal energy alone is 4,000 plus years if we only use the geothermal in the crust. And that energy will restore if we use solar, wind, wave, and tidal properly. And wind, if we use just 3 out of the United States properly with wind, we'd have complete energy abundance for the whole U.S. And in regards to sun, if we capture just a small fraction of a percent of the energy the sun gave us at noon, we would have more than enough energy in one day to fuel the entire planet. Then there is wave energy. If we use that properly, that's 50% of the energy we use. And then there is tidal energy, and that has tremendous potential too, and we'll find out other different solutions. But geothermal alone gets us post-scarcity in regards to energy. The other stuff will be its backup army, and eventually it will allow geothermal to restore itself, so we won't even ever run out of energy using these methods alone. Alright, that's free energy forever, period. Next one is free water. You use the free energy that we have to, use it for gray water restoration, water desalination plants, and rainwater collection and purification systems, and that's free water for everyone on the globe. Then there are hydroponic skyscrapers, and this is how we get free food for everybody. You grow vertically, which is thinking 3D rather than thinking 2D, thinking that we only have flat space to grow. No, we have vertical space, and there's miles and miles of vertical space. You use hydroponic and aquaponic and different ponic skyscrapers, and that will be free food for everybody on the planet. And we can even use those skyscrapers to do free wants by growing hemp and using hemp for hemp-based plastic. Look, in my room right now, you can see a bunch of random plastic objects that could be replaced with hemp-based plastic instantly. Anyways, that's free food and most all wants with hemp-based plastics alone, hemp-based fibers and such. Then there is free shelter. Now with this, you use the magical hemp plant, and you mix hemp with limestone, and you get hempcrete, which is stronger and lighter than concrete. That alone is free housing. And then there's other housing methods. There's the Earthship model that one guy in New Mexico made. It's absolutely beautiful and brilliant, where you use a bunch of garbage to build a house made out of metaphysical gold. That's a completely self-sustaining house, off-grid system. Absolutely perfect. And there's just many other different routes towards the same end goal. I just named a couple of the different technologies that are out there, and we could have free necessities for everybody on the whole planet with a fraction of the resources that go to war. So it's very obvious, and it's all scientific, and it's self-evident, especially if you understand that as humanity progresses, we're not going to even need government anymore. Everyone will be able to rule themselves. Laws are dependent upon an uneducated society who needs to be ruled. And we can advance past that point very easily. Many people within the current paradigm of scarcity are even able to rule themselves, and that shows how powerful human beings are. Anyways, that's why I support post-scarcity anarchism, Zeitgeist movement, Venus Project, resource-based economy. All those ideas are beautiful. I think there are many different trains of thought that will lead towards post-scarcity. There's many different routes that will lead to the same end goal, which is what I'm talking about, which is no government, no laws, no prisons, no scarcity, no theft, because stealing would be as ironic and awkward as stealing air. In the same way people don't steal air, they wouldn't steal anything in this kind of society that we're talking about. This is the absolute antithesis to a one-world government. This is a one-world, no government. And it works on many different levels. It's absolutely decentralized, and then it has certain organizational methods that allow us to all organize collectively in a voluntary way. And of course, there's not even a need for democracy because we have the scientific method to decide for us how to best manage the resources of the planet. There's no need to vote on that because that's what science can do. There's no voting on whether gravity exists or whether the Earth is round. That's not the way science is done. So this transcends democracy. It's possible to be anti-democracy and still believe in freedom. In fact, I think democracy is not freedom. It's two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. And then there's a republic, which is just elected dictators. And then there's other forms, and they're all horrible. And the only one that obviously works is complete and total self-rule. And that is dependent on post-scarcity, because I don't think people will be able to rule themselves until we have the post-scarcity environment fueling that. Anyways, much love to humanoids. And if there's any further confusion as to what I'm talking about, research epigenetics and genetics. Pretty much our genetics and our environment are symbiotic. There's no such thing as a biological organism without an environment. We adapt to our environment and we learn our values the same way we learn language. And in the same way we learn Japanese or English, we can learn fear, love, or self-rule, or how to be a wage slave, or anything else negative or positive according to your subjective viewpoint. Anyways, much love to all humanoids. I just rambled on a little bit too long there, but I guess it was some fun information. Take it easy.